Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Hey, what's up, invaders? We are live. Welcome into Indie Invasion Shorts. Let me hit some of our little banners real quick and knock them out of the way.
Some banners.
What's going on, guys? If you join us, say hello.
Howdy. What's going on? Whoo! Man, it's the first time we've done one where we're not painting something. I just might want to sit here and grab a paintbrush and start licking it. Just because
you've been painting a paint machine. So I've been meaning to post all these pictures of projects Mac's been working on, but I can't keep up with him.
I know, right?
Every couple hours, it's like, oh, I got this one done. I got this one done.
Listen, man, I've been painting these Crisis Protocol models, right? Been having a lot of fun playing that, but am I famous now?
I thought you were going to show some. So
no, I don't have any of them. But I will say this: I've been painting so many superheroes. I have used more red and blue than I ever like. I'm almost out of my red. This is a new red too. It's my second one from my Krill set, and it's just like you pick up a model, and you know you're trying to paint the superhero colors, and you go, oh, this one's red and blue. Let me paint another one. Oh, this one's also red and blue. Okay, well, this one's not red and blue, but it's blue and yellow. You know, and it's just like just the same colors over and over again. But they've been fun to paint. I've picked up a few from Etsy, and Ron printed some for me because I noticed that quite a few of the new models that they've put out are from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of taken off of that instead of the comic books.
And like I liked Vision in the movies, but I like his old costume. So I ordered an old costume Vision. So just stuff like that. But you know, most of them are 3-4 colors.
Yeah, so easy and quick to paint and
super quick.
Yeah. I will say that about superheroes. See, mine, when I first started mine, I was torn. Do I go straight comic book? Do I go kind of that realistic paint style? And I just started slapping paint on them. And I think they're kind of a combo of the two. So,
yeah, I've looked for a couple of them for like obscure costumes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like a different costume instead of just the standard, what you would typically see. And then also I have 3 Hulks. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do.
Green, you got gray, and then you got the red. So
so I didn't want to just do gray because there's an Immortal Hulk that Atomic Mass puts out too that I'll probably pick up. So I think I'll do that one in the OG, really dumb gray Hulk, not Mr. Fix-It.
Okay.
But just the original gray, and then I got green, and then I got red, and then I got the Claw one. I never even heard of him. He's newer, and I haven't picked up a bunch. I guess he's some sort of weird. It's Hulk backwards. This super original name. So anyway, that's how I painted the last one.
So that's what Mac's been working on lately. Is
right.
Crisis. Me, I've kind of same old. I did some unboxing videos. You guys may have seen one. He's kind of hiding back here right now. I might have to go back and get him, but I got something new. I've had it actually for a while, and I just started going through it. Remember this older?
Oh yeah, Spelljammer. I remember you telling me you got that.
Yeah, this was a newer set that they released, I think this past year. Curious about it, so I got a copy of it finally. I started going through it, and Wife's super excited because they have a race in here that's Space Hippo Pirates. Yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with Spelljammer, it's D&D in space on a pirate ship. So that's basically what it is. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. Some of it, I wouldn't mind trying a one shot or something of this, and then she can be her little space hippo pirate. And
yeah, I remember when Spelljammer came out, and it never really caught my attention. I got several of the. Remember when they did the loose leaf folder monstrous compendiums?
Yeah.
I had the Spelljammer one of those. The books look nice.
Yeah. I mean, the art's fantastic looking, and which one was it? I think it was their version of the monster manual. First page we open up, and this is what sold Mary on it.
Oh my God.
A little space hamster.
I forgot to. I don't think I mentioned it on the show. My wife was working at the thrift store a few weeks back. I know I took a picture and posted it.
Oh yeah, you found a big old stack, didn't you?
I found a huge stack of D&D books. I mean, I added them all up. Cost about, I want to say, $400 to $500 worth of books.
Man, that's a lot.
I got them for $100.
Man, that's a good.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Well, look at there. It's Clem. Do you know there's something special about Clem today? Do you know what that is? What about Todd?
What is that?
It is Todd's birthday today. What? Yeah, that's right. I was not expecting him to show up because he had to know he was going to get called out.
Man, happy birthday, Clem.
That's right. You get a song and a dance when we're off the air. Not really.
Yeah. Another year around the sun.
Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. I actually had another good thing too. So, dude that goes to my church, buddy of mine who does our sound and our computer stuff. I was like, I said, hey, we're playing a game this weekend. They've recently moved down here from Michigan. I was like, we're playing a game this weekend. He's a computer gamer and video gamer. It's like, you should come over and check it out. He came. You know what that means? He's playing. I got it. So I was excited. That was pretty cool. He came over and played, and then I saw him. I think I saw him Monday, and he was like, ordered the Spider Friends box. It's like, yes,
man. Oh man, yeah. I don't think I have any of them other than what the Spider-Man came in the core. I think, and that's it.
Yeah. I think he got the one from. He's got the one. I think it's got Spider-Gwen.
Probably Miles.
Spidey, Miles Morales, and maybe Venom. Maybe Venom, I'm not sure. Oh, I didn't know you were from Michigan, Todd. Yeah, that's where they're from. They moved back down here. He was down here with the Marine Corps several years ago, and they moved
to come back.
Yeah, because it's too cold up there. That's what I keep telling Eric. It's too cold up there, y'all. It's nice down here. It's hot, but it's not Texas hot, but it's hot.
You just get a lot of powder.
No. It's I can get a tape measure and measure the sunshine, how deep the sunshine is, and send that to you if you want.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. You have your snow. Well, what are we talking about there, Mr.
Well, I guess we should jump into what we're talking about. So this guy back here, I'm going to get him in a second, is what I think inspired this. It seems that miniature sizes for tabletop games these days are kind of all over the place. It used to be that you had one size and that was it. I mean, I'm talking about in the before days, like back in the 80s.
I mean, you go farther back than that with the 10 soldiers. They were like 54 millimeter.
And I guess we have so many different sizes now from different companies because it helps them stand out, or, it kind of gives people more preferences nowadays. But I think with the growth of miniatures, the question, and you brought up this question, is when does a miniature stop being a miniature with its size? We're used to certain sizes. So we were just going to dive into this and kind of explore this a little bit.
And I've got some stuff I'm going to hold up. So,
What do you want to start with? Maybe like scale creep, kind of talk about just how it started and where we're going. I'm going to go grab the big guy and, and show him off.
Because like not only was it your Galactus when you posted your video that made me think about it, but when I picked up the Star Wars Shatterpoint box and then subsequently picked up the Crisis Protocol, you know, they're 40 millimeter. And which is, I think, is really cool. Because let me tell you, painting eyeballs is a whole lot easier on a 40 millimeter model than it is on a 28 millimeter model. And certainly a lot easier than a 15 mil, right? But, oh yeah, that's true. That's true, Alder. The scale creep is a lot of it. So you have to buy new minis. I think our mind goes to the GW, not scale creep, but Marines to Primaris Marines thing, because that wasn't really a scale change. That was just a, hey, we want to make our Marines bigger, so you don't have to buy more, but now your regular super tough Space Marines are going to look like wimps next to the Primaris Marines kind of thing. But, you know, it was like it started at 28 millimeter. I still have some of my old 40K, a couple old 40K Space Marines, and they're just like this guy. So this is just straight up 28 mil. You know, this is from Street Wars. Straight up 28 mil. Guys. Yeah, the Napoli boys. Straight up 28 mil. And then we got the Drowned Earth, 32 mil. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get clearly I was unprepared because that's how I roll.
Here's my
there you go.
Guy. He doesn't want to.
Of course not. So here you go. I got a little tray here so you can see them better. So there you got your 28 and 32, right?
That's usually what we're used to. That's like a standard.
Yeah, 32's kind of become standard. I mean, and then of course there's Wild West Exodus with their wonky base, which makes their 32 not 32. Oh, look, I'm blurry. Here, let me add one more.
Here.
And then this is the new.
Here's some Wild West for you.
I love Wild West miniatures, but man, I hate those plinth bases. And then we got the latest 40 mil.
Okay. I like how you're showing the difference.
You know, that Dooku, I mean, he's huge.
Is that what that is 40 mil?
Yeah, that's Crisis Protocol is 40 mil, and these guys are a little bit bigger than Crisis Protocol. So I don't know if they're like 45 or 42. Let me see if I can fix my camera. No, I guess I'll just be blurry. So if you guys are looking at me blurry, I wear contacts, and what you see right now is what I see all the time. I couldn't resist that. 25 mil too, Raul. Come on now.
Well, here, I'll show off some of mine.
Oh. No, that's me.
So, yeah, you were mentioning like this, this was Dracula's America.
Yep.
You know what? I might have to move him because the camera just wants to focus on him.
Well, you know, of course it does.
He's just so big. He takes up the camera.
He's awesome.
And then these guys were Crooked Dice Games.
Yep.
So they're 28s. And let's see, what else did I have? You did show off some Drowned Earth, right? And
yep.
And I believe this is Black Site, which is
yeah. I think that's for Don't Look Back. You're right.
Yeah.
And
they're about 32, and now, and I was comparing actually some of the newer GW stuff.
Yeah.
So here's the new guys, and let me show you one of the old square bases. I mean, they've even increased their size.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. So the thing about it is that is odd to me is Shatterpoint is the example. There you go. See, some of them I get, you know, you go way outside of scale so that you can try and represent them as best you can.
Yeah.
But in the thing that was odd to me about Shatterpoint and these really large miniatures as to why they did it is they're larger than the Legion miniatures. And this is where I think Alder is spot on with the different size minis. You can't you can cross over your minis, but then you're going to really epitomize Princess Leia saying, "Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?" Because if you put your Legion miniatures, your Legion stormtroopers next to your Shatterpoint clone troopers, they're going to be a little short to be a stormtrooper. And yeah, hey, Josh is on here. Nice
What's
to
up,
see
Josh?
you, man. But yeah, that the scale change was a bummer. I thought I like the size of the miniatures if they were completely standalone, but that they were side by side with Shatterpoint was kind of a bummer. Yeah, they want you to buy more Vaders. Yeah, they do. It's a sales thing.
Yeah, it makes them stand out. It makes their minis unique. Then
and I was thinking about this through the week, it made me think, is that creating I know that they think it's good because then you got to buy more miniatures, but then what I find is people with the 3D printing, people are going to Etsy.
Yeah.
Because I can pay $4 for a beautiful sculpt that somebody did, and I can print it at 32 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 40 millimeter, 42 millimeter. I can print it at whatever size I want. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. And I would love to be a fly on the wall sometimes in these meetings just to hear, because I guarantee you a lot of these folks are probably gamers. So it's like, these things have to occur to them. Yeah, that's the big thing, Alder. Now, for me, I don't care about building new terrain, but yeah, you do. You got to build new terrain to suit the
that
scale.
was the problem we had with Wild West Exodus with their bases. We were using Western terrain from like other companies, and they looked like big kids playing in a school playground.
They did. They sure did. And yeah, like Clem said, you can't use the HeroClix minis in Crisis Protocol. You can some of them, like some of the big ones, or maybe some of the little ones that are in. Of course, you could use whatever you want. And again, you can go to Etsy and get whatever you want. And Josh makes another good point here too. The Shatterpoint rules are free, so you can use your Legion miniatures and STL files.
Yeah. And I think I've read some people were going to do that because they're like, I can have all this investment I did in this other game already.
Yeah. And I think that's why I think that, to me anyway, if I were involved in the game production side of it, I would think that that's kind of why they sit around and they go, you know what, let's just do it the scale that we want to do it, because the rules are free. There's a million ways people can get models printed. You take Crisis Protocol, for instance. I haven't looked enough into Shatterpoint to see if the cards are available online. But
it might be too soon still.
Yeah, exactly. But all of the Crisis Protocol cards are available online. You can print them. So, and I mean, gosh, let's be honest. At least in the people that are watching this live right now, if we're all perfectly honest with ourselves, do we have enough tokens from other games to cover any possible need that we could have in a game that we didn't have the official tokens for? I think the answer for that is a resounding yes. But like with the Galactus one, is that too big to play?
I mean, this is supposed to be like on the board. This is like part of the board. Oh my gosh, I gotta move my wires here. I'm gonna pull my ears off. So yeah, I mean, he's huge.
He's awesome. I love him. Clem's got to get his Invaded plug in. True scale.
I mean, yeah, it's the size of my hand, his head. I mean, whereas that's very different than something like this. This is
right.
To scale of your little dudes to fight.
Right.
So this is a little bit different, but I mean, it's cool. It's a cool big mini.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the things I thought was kind of interesting with the bigger minis, and you mentioned this, how much easier it was to paint them.
Yeah.
You can just see more of the detail as opposed to doing epic scale.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that was one of the things I noticed about the Shatterpoint models is because they're a little bit larger, certain things on some of the models, they'll have take for instance, Ahsoka, which is, I'm sure all the Star Wars guys know, but for those that don't, she's just one of the characters from the Clone Wars era, and she's got these lines painted onto her head tentacle things. Well, not everybody can freehand that. So the miniature is large enough where it has grooves in the plastic to help you make the lines where you need to make them, which I thought was really cool. Let's see. What did Alder say? Bigger scale is okay for skirmish, but looks weird on an army size. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. That on a skirmish table, I think that those larger miniatures really give you a different kind of feel. I think it's funny because it's almost like we're going back to the same thing, because the old original wargaming stuff, like I'm sure everybody in this that watches us at all has seen the picture of Peter Cushing wargaming, right? Where he's painting his models. Well, they're 54 millimeter. So the question is, are we going to be back at 54 millimeter? And did GW just strike too soon with Inquisitor at 54 mil? And is it going to come back at 54 mil? So is that where we end up? I need you to send him to me. I need that in my collection.
I feel like I need to take him upstairs and tuck him in a little bit.
That thing right there makes me want to take my big Watto over there, and I'm just going to put him on the Shatterpoint board.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically how he plays. He's not so much the mini, but he's part of the board. So I don't consider him a big miniature, a megature.
Right, he's a terrain piece.
He's a terrain piece.
Piece. But some of the stuff, for instance, like in say Crisis Protocol, or really even Shatterpoint, with those two games in particular, or even the Drowned Earth. So one of the characters in the Drowned Earth, Kalhana, he's an elephant dude. Well, he was too small for me, so I got a really big elephant dude.
That's right, yeah.
And used him instead and kind of just converted him to make him look that way. And then in Crisis Protocol, you've got dudes like Giant Man and Goliath. Mm-hmm. You've got these guys that can grow really big, so you could have that on the board. And then you've got in Shatterpoint, it's Star Wars. I mean, you got aliens. You can have whatever size you really want. Who knows? Let's see. Terrence said, ever play against the hero Galactus back in the day? We ran an event for it once. I'd never played against him. I didn't play a whole bunch of clicks. I did play some, but I never played.
I never played against him. I think I got out of it before he came out.
Yeah, I think I did too.
He's talking about chibis too. He went talking about weird looking. He says Star Trek away team, semi chibi style with oversized heads. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that. But the whole scale thing, I think so. Like the question I have for everybody is, what scale do you like?
Yeah, and we've mentioned a little bit. They're easier to paint. A con though, we didn't say a con about bigger is transportation can really be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me taking this thing? I have to put a seatbelt on him in the car to take him from store to store to play with.
And not even just something that big, but even a guy like this, like Count Dooku, between his lightsaber, the size of his cape, and the size of the model, that all of a sudden is
how are you going to transport them?
Yeah, I mean, we've all, I'm sure, have at least one or two phone cases, but that's a large space in your phone case.
Yeah.
So it does take up a lot of space. But again, it's like Alder said too, since it's a skirmish game, how many are you really taking with you? 5, maybe 10, unless you're, like me, and you want to take them all because you don't know what you're going to do when you get there. So you're like, I'm going to pack up my 60 models. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that being a pain with the army scale game. Maybe you're bringing 2 armies because you're trying to get buddies into the game, or
Right.
or somebody's wants to play and they don't have an army, or
Right.
Stuff like that. So
yeah, and Todd makes a good point too. Is that the bigger the scale gets, the harder it is to store things. When all of a sudden 28 millimeter terrain has to be bumped all the way up to 40 or 42 millimeter terrain. Now all of a sudden your little box-sized house that was maybe as big as your little water cup, all of a sudden now, in order to not look weird on the board, it's got to be twice the size, and that takes up a whole lot more shelf space. Yeah, the X-Wings took up a ton of space. I'm assuming you're talking about X-Wing the game. Yeah, they were tough to transport too, and a lot of times you did have to take quite a few of those with you.
Yeah.
I had a tackle box for mine, so I kind of cheated a little bit.
Just threw them in there, huh?
It had the little Plano boxes that stuck in it.
Yeah.
So I had them all sorted. I had them all sorted that way. Sliding over, sorry. Disappearing for a moment. Okay. Here I am. I'm back. It's okay. So anyway, that was kind of my take on it. I just really got to thinking about it when you broke out Galactus. I would be interested to know what everyone's favorite scale to play at is.
Comment down below whether you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube.
And do you care? Because here's the thing that messes me up the most. And I don't know why my brain doesn't work this way. But people in the real world are all different sizes. This is a totally legitimate size disparity in the real world.
Yeah.
But if I put these two on the table, that is going to bug me to death.
Is there a game you can think of that they kind of thought of that scale wise? I mean, didn't they kind of do that in Drowned Earth a little bit? Made some characters, same size base, but they're a little bit smaller.
Yeah, a little bit. There's some differences in there in size and thinness, thickness, but there's also some different races in there. So the races kind of affect that as well. And Alder, I agree. It's really the game that counts, and you can play it at any scale.
Play what's cool.
And with Etsy and with being able to buy that's such I interrupt myself. That's such a good point, Josh. Yep. The guns change size in the scale, but for me and you being different heights, it's still a gun, right? But with the models, the gun size will change. There you go, Captain Carter. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's a good point.
You said Etsy, so I had to go grab it.
Yep. Oh, look, now Clem misses his resin printer. But yeah, so being able to go to Etsy, being able to print your own models is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it allows you that freedom to do a little bit more of it. And I remember when everything started changing to the free rules, because I think everybody realized if we don't make the rules free, everybody's just going to print their own stuff, and we're not going to make any money.
Yeah,
because they're just gonna go do whatever is free. Okay, this comment wins the night. Favorite scale 3 3/4 Star Wars or GI Joe? Okay, that one I agree. I 100% agree. That's the best scale.
Now I remember seeing, it wasn't this year, I think it was last year at Adepticon. Somebody is like some group came up with a set of rules, and they were actually using 80s GI Joe toys on the table.
I have a whole set of 28 millimeter pulp GI Joe. It's got, I mean, I don't have everybody, but I've got a ton of them. Spirit, Roadblock, Sergeant Slaughter, Duke, all of them.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good idea. Clem said
Lego
minifins. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a guy in the Song of Blades and Heroes Facebook group who regularly posted and was playing all of his games with Legos. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. The whole table was set. Hey, he didn't have to worry about knocking his models over because he just clicked them down as they moved, and you were good to go. And that was all there was to it. So I just thought it was an interesting topic because I don't really know what my favorite scale is.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like a definite answer to this. It's more a preference. Yeah, something like this is a little excessive. I'll admit it. But like we said, he's a terrain piece.
No one here is judging you for your giant plastic toy, buddy. Nobody. We all may be a little jealous, but we are not judging you. In fact, we probably would all very much like to have one ourselves. Well, I would anyway. I can't speak for everyone else, but I would like to have it. But it's too late, and I'm not paying the $4,000 somebody's going to want on eBay for him that bought 6 of them. So
yeah.
But anyway, I think that's about all we got. But let us know what your favorite scale is, why it's your favorite scale. You know how your wife jumped on there. She never judged you.
No, she's an enabler.
I think you need to take him upstairs and tuck him in tonight. But let us know what it is. I'm with Alder on this one. It really comes down to the rules, and then the scale. Who cares?
It's a preference. It's a preference.
It really is. And I can name several games where scale is. I'm not even really sure what it is.
I mean, shoot, I'm starting to use board game minis just because.
Oh yeah,
why not?
I do too. But I've played. I love the game Grunts. I'm not even sure. It's not even 15 mil. It's I think smaller than 15 mil.
Wow.
I'm not. I don't know if Josh is still on here or not, but I'm not sure if Quar is quite 28 millimeter. I think they come in a little smaller. I don't know what scale they technically are, but I love the models and love the rules. Yeah. So, and then Crisis Protocol is big, but I really like the rule set for that game. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I like a good game. And I think that's what Alder was getting at. The good game.
Yeah.
Everything else just kind of you can use empty paint bottles. Okay, so there it is. They are 28 millimeter, but 22 millimeter height. So they're goblin sized. Got it. I have all mine over in my nice shelf over there. Got myself a new shelf. Technically, my wife got it. Sat down here empty for too long, and I said, "Whoop, sorry." Somehow my miniatures jumped out and jumped into the glass cabinet. All right, Alder, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Later, Alder.
Morning for you. Look, he gave you a happy birthday there, Clem. So if you're coming late, it's Clem's birthday today. So there you go. See, this is what I love about our group. That is the best scale. Whatever you can get to the table.
Yeah.
It's an interesting topic for discussion. But anyway, whose turn is it to take us out there, Chief? We've been doing hobby night for so long.
Yeah, I don't even remember now.
All right, I got it. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's been so long. We've been just painting and licking our paintbrushes for so long. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you enjoyed this topic. It was all inspired by Galactus. It's all his fault. So don't forget to like, subscribe, smash all the buttons that you need to smash in order to follow and keep up with whatever kind of crazy stuff we're doing. Been getting a lot of hobby nights in lately, which is good for it's not really the fastest 30 minutes in wargaming when we paint, but you know, ish. You can check us out on all of the podcast stations, iTunes, Google Podcast, all those cool places. So go ahead and do that. And Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff. Check us out on those places and shoot us an email at indieinvasion@gmail.com if you would like to tell us about a game or something. And don't forget to join the Indie Invasion Discord where we, well, at least recently, myself and Trinity have been throwing up a ton of pictures. So there's a lot of ground earth and superhero stuff going on in the Discord right now. Also, you can check us out. Where's the next one? See, it's been too long. Oh, you can check us out on Patreon if you really want to, but this is where you need to go, is the Redbubble. I know Ron's not with us tonight, but he just bought himself a new t-shirt, and you can get coffee cups, hats, and everything like that. And going to do a quick shout out to Ron because I bought a few resin STL files, and he printed them up for me and sent them to me, and they were amazing. If you go back and look at the pictures, he did the Dark Side, Golden Age Flash, Hyperion, and I'm drawing a blank on the last one that got printed. I can't remember because I've painted so many of them lately, but he printed those up for me, and he has mastered his resin printer. Let me just say that they were super, super awesome quality. So Ron, thanks a lot, sir. I appreciate it. And friends and neighbors, when you're out there playing your games, do not forget, no matter what scale it's at, to prepare yourself for the invasion.